Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 4th, 2022 Angel Day reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin the reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. We will do so with the singing bowl, so there will be a loud sound involved. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Libra. As the energy was being cleared, Spirit gave me a very strong message of climbing up a mountain, and that you're almost there, but that it just feels overwhelming, right? Because we have been climbing for so long. We have been putting ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually through so much. So that just needs to be acknowledged during this time of protection, during this time of healing, during this time of hope and optimism. This needs to be acknowledged. So let's set everything out. We're going to just kind of bring everything forward. So let's start off with the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It is the Princess of Swords. And then we have our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have determination. This is the solar plexus chakra. I love it. Whenever I say the solar plexus chakra, I always have to put my hand on my stomach. I just think it's so funny. Then we have our goddess oracle cards, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, we have two. We have the alchemist and we have the poet. I love the combination of the both of them. They just sound so beautiful. Then we have our tarot energy, which begins with angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. It begins with the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, we're really working hard. And because we're working so hard, we're going to be harder on ourselves. And that's where the analogy of climbing up the mountain comes through. And then we have the next deck. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the High Priestess and we have the 4 of Cups. And we use multiple decks just to get a really good message from Spirit. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, that one wants to come. Angels and spirit guides. We have the 4 of Cups coming through again. The Ace of Cups and the King of Wands. And then finally, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the King of Cups. So we're definitely taking this gift of healing. It's coming in, we're taking it. We're not going to realize how deeply we take this gift and how much it affects us. So that's going to be something that's very important during this time to acknowledge. There's also a sense, and it's because we're so overworked, that we're going to be looking at things in one very specific way. And Spirit's saying here, no, broaden the mind, broaden the mind. Now, don't shoot the messenger, guys. This is just what Spirit showed me immediately when this card came forward with the Princess of Swords, an energy we are to be mindful of. We're represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We need to be mindful of not being immature about things. Immature in our words, immature in our writings. We could want to respond to somebody, and it could be out of spite and immaturity. So make sure that we kind of check ourselves before we do something that we will regret. We will think, oh my gosh, that was so stupid. And, I know that can be triggering for somebody to hear, but it is going to be important, because just kind of step back and step out of the ego. That's going to be really important. There's also going to be somebody around us who is very immature with their words. They don't think things through. They're not a young person, so we would think that they would have better sense to them. But just make sure that we don't let that hurt, that pain, that we don't let their words break us down, because it will be very easy. Then we have our solar plexus chakra. In our gut, we know we're supposed to be somewhere else. Something else is supposed to come in. We are so determined, we are so driven that even sometimes we don't get why. So just acknowledging that we are moving towards a place of transformation is going to be very important. And then leads us to our two beautiful, goddess oracle cards, which begin with the alchemist right here. And it says, our enchanted world provides the means to transform the lead aspect of our daily life into the golden experience available to all. And it's a transformation. It is knowing that, okay, I can't take lead and physically turn it into gold, but I can transform my world. I can open the door. There is an endless possibility for me of brightness, of wealth, of prosperity, of success and abundance. It leads us then to the poet. Make your life a work of art, and your art a work of life. See the poetry in the mundane, and you will be rewarded beyond measure. I love that. Make your life into a work of art, and your art into a work of life. I love that. Bring it into the reality. There's something that we're sitting on. There's something that's holding us back. It's when I'm finally. And Spirit's saying, when I'm now, embrace it. When I'm now, embrace you, Libra, because we're not holding back anymore. The number, excuse me, the angel number 44 is quite significant, because it is a sign of God's source spirit. However you see the divine, the universe's love and protection. Our guardian angels are watching over us. They're keeping an eye on us and ensuring our safety. We are surrounded by hope and optimism. We are surrounded by good fortune on this day. We are shielded from harm, and our shields against negativity are up. So that's really, really good. 44 is also regarded as a vehicle for divine messages, meaning that Spirit will talk to us during this time. Our angels will talk to us during this time. Are we listening? These messages will encourage us to move more into courage, to be more courageous within ourselves, and to carry on working on, vital matters, things that are absolutely important to our souls, to our beings, to ourselves. In the Bible, if we're going to use that as a spiritual guide, 40 is the days between Jesus's crucifixion and his ascension. So that's going to be very important here. This is a time where we will see, 40 or 44 days of learning, of understanding, of connection, of wisdom, of ideas coming our way, bettering our life. We're going to find that in the next 40 days, 44 days, most definitely, we are going to see things shifting. And it's going to be shifts that we weren't prepared for. Positive energy and blessings come forward because we are protected, especially because we are going through hard times. And especially if we are going through hard times. So if we're not, that's one thing, but the world is going through a hard time right now. And so the blessings and the protections are strong, and we are not alone. And that's really quite beautiful, because here we have the 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups has us feeling almost out of touch, right? We're so busy focusing on one thing. We're so busy looking, and we see it here with the repeat of the 4 of Cups. that we don't see the blessing behind us. Spirit is saying, change your mind and change your life. We are so focused on work. We are so focused on what needs to be done that blessings are passing us, that things are passing us. Because we're thinking, okay, I just have to throw my all into this. And though that's true, we do have to work hard, right? We also need to know of the blessings that are coming our way, the things that are shaping us without us even realizing it. And that even when we're not working, even when we feel, oh my gosh, I'm not being productive, and for some reason there's kind of a mania around being productive during this time, we are still moving towards our goals, moving towards what we want. So we kind of need to slow things down and really look at our centering, at what we desire, at what's important for us. It moves us then into this energy. Okay, so that makes sense why there's this mania around us, because we're seeing things deeper. We're seeing things so much more powerfully, so much more in tune with ourselves and the rest of the world. We have the High Priestess. The veil is being lifted from our eyes. We are seeing things in a way that we're like, oh my gosh, is that possible? Like, can that be? There is something here with deep insight coming forward, deep insight. We can be having dreams that really help us work out situations we've been stuck in. We can be having, oh my gosh, I don't know what exactly this is, but this is saying you have deep insight. There can be somebody around us who is very kind of spiritually motivated or grounded or understanding, and they have deep insight into what's moving them forward and what's moving you forward as well. So there's a real sense of, I'm seeing not the masquerade that everybody's putting on, I'm seeing the truth behind things. And that can really knock us for a loop. So here, there's also such a sense of the energy is building, the energy is building. And so we can be feeling this energy building towards a revelation, towards something making itself known to us. And that can make us feel uneasy. Also, we're going to have a tendency during this time to be looking at things in a very specific way. It has to be like this. A gift is coming forward. We're looking at it and it's like, okay, tapping us on the shoulder. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? And Spirit, taps, 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 and then we get knocked upside the head. So really pay attention, because there's some sort of message. It's coming forward. It's around healing. It can make us feel a little bit awkward because it's putting us so much in our emotions during this time that we just have to be aware of this. Then we have the Four of Cups again. We're looking over here. We're so focused. There's something where we're so busy. We're so busy looking at this. And I just really do feel, Libra, that we're so busy that we're not seeing the door opening. We're not seeing the gift that is coming our way. And the gift that is coming our way can even feel like extra work. It can feel like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? So just be aware of that it's going to come in the most kind of like unlikely way. It's going to be presented around something that we are very passionate about, something that we have a lot of insight to. And as this door is opening, we're going to be looking at things quite differently than we have looked at them before. We're going to be, kind of drawn in by somebody. I do see somebody coming in, somebody who's a little bit fiery, a little bit creative. This is also, oh, wow, Spirit just showed a shining light coming from you. So this is around your creativity. This is around your insight, your passion, what you desire. There's a light to you. Embrace it. Because there's a sense here of, I wasn't seeing it before. I wasn't seeing it before. I wasn't embracing it before. There is such a sense of attractiveness to you, which is beautiful, of attractiveness to you, to your work, to your words, to your passion, to what you are desiring. And then there is a healing coming forward, which again brings a vulnerability that we might not be comfortable with, but it is going to be important, because there is a sense that we're seeing, because you see the eye right in the middle, we're seeing things through an emotional, peaceful lens. It's like, I need to embrace this if I want peace, if I want harmony, if I want insight into my life. And as we embrace this, there's a cleansing, there's a healing, there's an emotional vulnerability that comes forward, and everything starts moving really, really quickly. And it's like all of a sudden, everything speeds up. We want things to move more slowly because we are seeing things so deeply. So that can really be a little bit disturbing during this time. But there's also a sense of, I'm embracing this healing. I know what it is that I want. I know where it is that I need to be. There's also a sense here of, I'm embracing, there's a person, okay, who looks at things. They see the bigger picture and then they break it down. I don't know if somebody here is a therapist, a social worker, a spiritual teacher, something to do with, you look at the person, you see the bigger picture, and then you break it down into cups that they can drink, cups that they can drink. And that can also be when we're doing work on ourselves. We look at the big picture and it's overwhelming, right? And so we're breaking it down into cups that we can drink. So that's going to be important. It's like this big picture that we have to drink, and we break it down into small amounts. And I don't know if somebody has like X amount of glasses of water they need to drink a day, and that's what's being seen, just to cleanse, just to heal. And it brings us then to the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a sense that I have to defend where I have gotten. And what we're going to see here is that there's this energy of, no, I have to preserve what I truly want. And by preserving that, I need to hone my skills. I need to see where other people are at, and I need to stand within me. The Five of Swords comes forward, and there's fighting going on. And there has been fighting going on for a while. And there's a sense of, do I engage in this or do I not? And there's also a sense of, I've been fighting this battle before. I've fought this battle before. I've seen this before. Do I want to be dragged in again? We are successful during this time if we stay true to who we are, if we're looking at what we desire. And it moves us then to the Knight of Swords. We are going to be very defensive during this time, not in a bad way, but in a way that says, this is what I'm defending, this is what I want, this is what I need. We have to be mindful that we can be focusing on the things that completely stress us out instead of seeing healings, blessings, gifts that are coming. And that, though human, is going to put more stress on us. So be mindful of this. We can also have a tendency, because we are stressed, because we're not taking the time for ourselves, to just be super reactionary. We don't want that. So here it is a very real sense of, step in your energy, see what it is that you want, see what it is that you need, and stand your ground, know your voice, but embrace who you are. And then there's a sense of love coming forward. Love and healing, understanding. There is a real sense of balance also with the Two of Coins. I just see this as a connection. It's a connection through wealth. It's like, I'm not in this alone. The Two of Pentacles is usually like, I have to handle this, and I'm balancing everything, and the thing that I'm forgetting to balance is myself. And now it's like, no, we're connecting, we're healing, the money is balanced, the prosperity is balanced, the wealth is balanced. All right, Libra, let's look at the subconscious energy that's here. And we begin with the Princess of Cups. Yeah, just immature energy is coming forward. This is somebody who's emotionally very needy. It's all about them all the time. And it's like, oh my gosh, seriously. And so here, this is somebody, it could be a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, or just somebody who's just overly emotional all the time. Their emotions are just always 150% more than they need to be. And then we have our subconscious chakra message, which is the heart and the inner child. It's connecting with who we are and what we love. It's holding our arms open. I love the exercise when the inner child comes up of holding our arms open to the child that we once were and letting that child run into our arms and saying, I see you, I hear you, I love you. Because that is beautiful. It moves us then to our subconscious goddess energy, and that is the Sage. And it says, look at your situation with the mature, experienced viewpoint of a wise person. Examine assumptions about the aging process and mastery. So there's a sense of, oh, as I'm getting older, I'm losing my opportunities. No, we have a youth-obsessed culture. Acknowledging that is very important. Changing that might be a little bit hard, but we change it in the way that we embrace our lives, ourselves, our beauty, our acceptance of where we're going and what we want. And so here with the Sage, we are taking on that wisdom, that mastery, and people might not be comfortable with it. That's their problem. It's not ours. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which begins with the moon. We can find a lot of guidance in the moon, in the quiet of the night. We can do some of our best work at night when the whole world is quiet, but also when we look at our fears and what have held us back and look at things through a different lens. This is what Spirit is saying. Look at things through a different lens. You will be surprised at what comes forward. There's also a sense of something is distorted. We're seeing the shadow of it, but if we look at the reality of it, that it's going to be different. It moves us then to the Chariot. There's movement here. there's taking the reins. There's a sense, this is Cancer energy. There's a sense of, oh my gosh, and Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? So a lot of the ways that we're moving forward is ruled by the fears that we have or the insights that we have, but also the moon is the mature mother energy that says, this is really what my heart desires. This is really what I long for. And that can be scary for us to connect with. So being aware of that is going to be very important. The Chariot is saying there's movement, there's movement, there's movement. You're not stagnant. And that's very important to know. It's like, this isn't the end. It moves us then to the Six of Cups. We're very nostalgic during this time. Subconsciously, we can be looking at things and things were better when and things were better when. So Spirit is saying, be mindful of this. Be mindful of the nostalgia, kind of coloring things or changing things and making us feel not as comfortable as we want to. Because it's always going to be better or worse when we remember something. And we're going to have a tendency to live in the past just a little bit, and we need not to, okay? Yeah. Because we can't repeat the past. And then we have the Two of Swords. There's a pathway forward that's coming to us. That is something we hadn't expected. We hadn't seen it. We didn't think like, oh, this was a possibility. And we're kind of taken off guard by it. But it's going to be a great adventure. All right. Oh. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and intensity of this time and of ourselves. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra, and may you have a blessed angel day.